Kuslee, and I'm here to talk about sex.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that can be. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex.
Talk about sex? Well, I'm 19 and I'm not really having sex yet because I don't think, I'm afraid of like getting pregnant and having a kid. I can't manage a kid now.
The reason why the population is at a rise now is mostly teenage pregnancy, and most teenagers do not know about contraceptive.
Is there a population crisis?
Yes, there is.
Doesn't seem so to me.
Why do you say that?
Well, it's not overpopulated.
Crisis. And the worst thing about this crisis is that some people don't even realize it, and other people refuse to do anything about it. Every day, the world population is growing by 220,000, and every year by 93 million. Here in Jamaica, it is estimated that by the year 2000, our population is likely to exceed 3 million people. We're the ones responsible for whether or not our population becomes too great for our planet to sustain us.
It can vary a lot sometimes on why children have sex soon or not. It varies a lot.
Do you think there should be?
Well, no. At the age of 11, no, man. No.
Well, I think 18 is the right age to start having sex, because when you're under 18, you are a child and not an adult. I mean, not everybody have the will to say no, right? So, and we all have peers like myself, you know, and suppose my friend is doing it and say, well, try it, it is good. So I am going to try it because, you know, it is good. I want to see what it's like, you know. If you have to have sex, use a condom. Is it better, prevent is better than cure.
So do you think that teenagers should be given contraceptives?
Yes.
No.
Suppose you have a boyfriend and he says to you, I want to have sex, even if you're 15 or 14.
Well, if he doesn't want to wait, then he can, you know?
If he really loves you, you know, if he really loves you that much, he will wait.
I mean, we really need to talk. Yeah, man, we need to come together as teenagers and talk about it, you know?
Problems and solutions with people your own age is a good way of getting across the message of personal responsibility. Now, I have a group of teenagers here who are peer counselors, and I'm going to be introducing them to a project that I'm a part of, and that's called Yes. Hi. Hi. How are you today? Fine. That's good. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Yes. Yes means Youth for Education on Sexuality. Now, you might be wondering why it's not called Youth for Education on Sex. Well, what do you think sex is?
Well, I would say it's intercourse between female and male.
All right. Anybody else has any other answer?
Yes, it can also be made by two men or two women.
Okay, so what you're saying is sex is a loose term for sexual intercourse. Well, sex can also be you as a female or you as a male. Okay, so those are two meanings for sex. Well, how about sexuality?
Sexuality is the awareness of your own sex or members of the opposite sex.
That's right. Sexuality is an awareness of who you are, your femaleness or your maleness. Also, it's about the decisions you make, the choices you make, and how it affects yourself and how it affects other people. And also, it's about love. Let's never forget that all-important word, love. Because when you love somebody, especially in a sexual relationship, you'll care about them. You'll have mutual caring, mutual respect. When you don't have that, then you'll tend to do things that will affect, in a negative way, those you really are in a relationship with. You might not use a contraceptive, you might not use a condom, or you might go around and sleep with somebody else. And that might affect your partner negatively, both physically and emotionally.
Nowadays, you have to think twice. You can't take somebody just because they think they're nice. It's not going to show for them. You have to educate yourself. Irresponsible and promiscuous sex in bad help pollute the population, strain the environment. That can be redeemed by the dollar or the cent. So act wisely and carefully. You have to show some responsibility. Sometimes you can't say no. It's not every time you must say yes. That's why it is important to talk about sex. Sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about...
I don't see what you're getting at.
I'm getting at A, responsibility, B, trust in yourself and in your partner, whoever you have.
Well, the
and
only way you're
C,
going to have trust is you have to have an HIV test.
Yes.
And
And
that-
what else do you think?
Well, that's the first thing you have to
And the
do.
second thing?
Well, then everything's clear. There's no problem after.
How about fidelity?
I don't see that as a necessary thing, because if everybody you have sex with is HIV free, well then there's no problem.
So you don't have a problem with sleeping around with other women, even if you're married?
If they're HIV negative, it's quite fine.
AIDS is a disease was sent by God Almighty to cramp and paralyze all those who now follow his instructions.
I think, first of all, we need to clear up a lot of myths that surround AIDS, because the layman doesn't really understand what is AIDS more than he's hearing that this is this great epidemic which is affecting everybody, but he really doesn't know how it affects him. So I think more education needs to be given to everybody in general.
I don't know, people are getting kind of uncaring and everything about life and everything, so they're just going all over the place like idiots.
Morality is going down slowly, but surely.
Quickly?
No, not slowly, quickly, yeah. I think the only thing to do now is to have one steady partner and turn to God. I don't see any other way out.
This is how most people visualize Jamaica. But my country's not just a beach. Jamaica for me is more than what the tourists see. It's a country where young people are coming together and facing up to a serious problem that we have. Different youth organizations participate in the Yes project, all coordinated by the International Planned Parenthood Federation. It's only by working together and talking together that we can spread the word about love and responsibility. And that's what I'm trying to do here in Jamaica.
You and me, he and she. Everybody, let's talk about sex. Let's talk. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Really talk about sex. Serious talk about sex. Let's talk about sex.
That report by Melody Kuslee was produced and directed by David J. for the London-based production company Hawkshead.